What's happening, baby?
Everything's happening.
It's all happening.
Your attention, please.
Tell me, baby. Tell me.
America is waiting for a message of some sort or another.
Maybe you just never got it. Maybe you just never got it.
Easy at the vent. Easy at the vent.
Guidance is internal.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort to convert retreat into advance.
Social mobility, also known as the American dream, is actually higher in Europe than it is in the United States.
The illusion of freedom will continue.
Taking it again. Again. Taking it again. Well, now, we ought to be mad at the government, not mad at the people. Taking it again. Again. Taking it again. I mean, what are you gonna do? America is waiting for a message of some sort or another.
Now more concerned with retaining audience than getting things right. Lots of guardrails have been thrown out. Silent edits have become common. Serious accusations are made without calling people for comment. Reporters get too cozy with politicians and report things either without attribution or source to unnamed people familiar with the matter. Like scientists, journalists should be able to reproduce each other's work in the lab. With too many anonymous sources, this is impossible.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
And welcome, listeners everywhere, to the message America has been waiting for. And that's It's All Happening, your musical venture of and through the world we live in, where music is the antidote. I'm Andy Valeri, your host and producer of the program, thanking you for tuning in and making this program part of the soundtrack of your day. It's All Happening is a creative endeavor from Big Beef Productions and Strategic Air Command, happening each and every week on your radio and internet streaming dials. You can find plenty of info on the program, including playlists, online versions of the show, and much more, by visiting our website at bigbeef.com. Let's delve into the music, shall we, as we go global a go-go with the French band No One Is Innocent, here with their critique against the toxic forces of racism. This is La Poison.
Il faudra vivre encore.
I would say on a certain level, the cultural shifts required, particularly when it comes to something like racism, which I do believe could subside greatly in this country and beyond. It would take more than that because racism has a snowball effect. Racism started as a legal construct where in slavery period in early America, and many people don't realize this, the indentured servants that were imprisoned in Europe, they were taken over here, they were used for about 7 years, then they could be free. That was not the best business investment from the standpoint of the plantation owners. And they started to learn about the African transatlantic slave trade, where the kings in Africa were kidnapping their own people and literally selling them to the Dutch and other slave ships. And they were brought over to America as a new investment. But the fact that these people had black skin had no relevance. It wasn't until later. In fact, they even intermarried with indentured servants and had kids. It wasn't this taboo. It wasn't until the legal construct of race was created to fortify racism in and of itself and create an excuse for it ultimately. And then after the Civil War, but before that, the legal construct was formalized even more so the poor black people could be subservient to the poor white people to avoid any kind of upheaval. Dr. Martin Luther King wrote about this eloquently, how the birth of racism came to be, and it's not what people think it is. So now you have families that are racist. They've been racist for generations. They teach racist values to their kids. How do you stop that?
Right spot, the right Wilson, you money. All the people changing their votes along with their old code. If Adolf Hitler grew in today, they send us the Nazi anyway. I'm the all night drug browning who looks so sick inside. I'm the white man in the valley, just looking for fun. Only looking for fun. Oh, please don't stop, just leave me alone. I'm only looking for fun. Looking for fun.
You're listening to It's All Happening, your weekly sonic venture into our world through music. Brought to you by your friends at Big Beef Productions. Stay tuned, as there is much more to come.
I am white. My heritage is European, white, and I live in a very racially polarized society. We're here where race interferes too often in our ability to interact with each other. And it's a society that lets race define too many things about us.
Good time. Do you, as a guy who's identified as white, think that racism exists?
Yeah, absolutely. It's.
And can you flesh that out for me?
Yeah, it's.
That you say, yeah, it exists.
Yeah, I mean, you see it just, and as a white guy here in a society in which that's clearly tended to be on the advantageous side of certain things.
Yeah,
right?
good word. Instead of privilege, I like how you use that.
Right, yeah, because it's an advantage. They wield it as an advantage. But it's normally, the thing there, though, is racism exists, but it's just like we were just talking, it's an artificial construct, right? So it doesn't really exist.
Yeah. It's
but
a joke.
It's created as a political construct in order to wield power for certain interests. And that's where, when you talk about, like, do white people understand that they've paid the price themselves for it, particularly lower class, working class whites.
Racism ain't free for nobody.
Right, no.
At all.
It's an advantage. It is a tool of class privilege and class war. And it was created fundamentally to do that, to allow the few to manipulate the many to benefit the few.
And it has been extremely effective.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, if I could just use the word, quote-unquote, black people, one of the things that we've been confused about, particularly as it relates to, quote-unquote, poor white people, is why do they continue to support rich white people who clearly do damage to them?
Right.
In so many different areas. And then to think that, they're fighting, not to realize that they're fighting down, they're fighting against people who are already on the bottom with them.
And that's, the history of the Confederacy was that, a lot of poor white guys fighting for a bunch of rich white guys.
Yeah, man.
When it's like,
And man, if I can call them heroes, the scallywags were poor white people who said that slavery wasn't cool when they were supporting the Republican Party, who at that time was supposedly, put together to stop slavery.
Right.
So, I got some scallywag hero business.
What do you feel are some specific examples that you would point to show how institutional racism exists here in America, if you think it does?
Okay, well, when we go back to, like, say for instance, the early to mid 1700s, you could be classified as white if you had 1/16 black blood, right? And then it broke down from 1/16 to 1/8, from 1/8 down to 1/4, from 1/4 down to one drop that tried not to have anything at all. So that was moving through legislation, and the impact of that, I would identify as an institution of racism as each one of those changed. So the people who had 1/16th, when it changed to 1/8, they couldn't get in the game no more. When it changed to 1/4, the 1/8 got kicked out the game. And when it got down to one drop, everybody else who was coming in after that had stiff resistance. So I think that's one of the ways that it has played out.
Well, a lot of what you're talking about there kind of shows how arbitrary some of this is, right? Because these are like political diktats. They're going to decide what is. Yeah, we're going to have a new rule that says this. And that is so much the way you describe that in that history here.
Yeah.
It's literally very, like, that's what the Nazis did, where they created their race laws, and then they would create a definition of how much of this made you Jewish or how much of this made you Aryan.
Well, actually, you know what's really interesting to me about race, or one of the things that's most interesting is, first, there's never been agreement on how many races there actually are. And then there's never been no criterion to determine, or criterion used to determine what these races are. Right, it's an 18th century construction that came up through the Enlightenment, and it came at a time when science started to replace
classify everything,
religion
as
a source of major truth. So it's really slid in there real sophisticated like. But I think too, man, the thing that I like to try to make sure we see, because oftentimes when we talk about stuff for race, it's real delicate. And it's we see how it impacts quote unquote African Americans, but I'm interested now in quote unquote white people seeing how race has impacted them. If there's any way that they can see that perhaps we're paying for something we might want to reconsider paying for. Because at each juncture, it's been morphed. And people who were once considered white, got pushed out. So it's like, well, how then do we address the next groups of people? Like,
that goes into the systemic question.
The circumstances that precipitated or that preceded all of what you were describing, I think is what we're kind of talking about when we go back and lay it down. Oftentimes we talk about race and we haven't even defined it. No functional definition that we're going to say this is what race is. Race is left in the minds and imaginations of the person that's prepared to use the word.
I do want to emphasize, as a follow-up on that, about racism existing but not existing, right? Here it is, like, what does that mean? It's like, it's not real, but it is real. And sometimes, like, I'll describe it in a way that it's an artificial construct created as a weapon for class, power, and privilege to control, right? But it's like a bioweapon. It's like a biological weapon that was designed to do one thing, but it's escaped the lab, and now it's just out in society, causing damage everywhere, unconnected to the force that first wielded it. So it's so now it is a real thing, but it's in service to nothing. It's like a poisonous bioweapon that's just eating our society away, even when it's not even being used in that weaponized form, which is what it was artificially created to do.
Yeah, you know what, man? You got me excited right now, because when I think in terms of trying to understand it, I try to give myself a functional definition, right? So when I think of what is race, race is I would say it's an 18th century construction, to agree where you say that it's an artificial construction.
I think it goes back way farther than the 18th century. It's a timeless thing in a way, but I know in the modern sense, I would agree.
I think here an example is the 1619 Project, although it cuts both ways. I'm a critic of the 1619 Project. I think that the effort people will accuse me of of being unfair to the supporters of that project. But I think the notion of contriving a new narrative of American history that basically revolves around the African American experience goes too far. That doesn't say that it's wrong. I think it's not wrong. And I think the positive aspect of the 1619 project, and is achieving great success in that regard, is that it does belatedly provide due acknowledgement of the place of Black Americans in our history, going all the way back to the founding of Anglo-America and the early part of the 17th century. So Black Americans are no longer a footnote. They're no longer the people we say, well, isn't it, we credit them for the creation of jazz, or wasn't Jackie Robinson a wonderful guy? That they now become integral to the larger narrative. I guess my problem is integral to the narrative should not mean taking over the narrative. That there is another story.
This little song I'm singing about, people, you know it's true. If you're black and got to work for a living, this is what they said to you. This is, if you're white, should be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, brother, get back, get back, get back. I was in a place one night, they were having fun. They were buying beer and wine, but they would not sell me none. They said, if you're white, should be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, brother, get back, get back, get back. Me and a man was working side by side. This is what it meant. They were paying him $1 an hour and paying me 50 cents. They said, if you're white, should be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, oh boy, get back, get back, get back. I went to an employment office, got a number and I got in line. They call everybody's number, but they never did call mine. They said, if you're white, should be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, oh brother, get back, get back, get back. I helped build this country, and I fought for it too. Now I guess that you can see what a black man have to do. Now if you're white, be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, whoa brother, get back, get back, get back. I up went sweet victory with my plow and hoe. Now brother, you tell me, what you gonna do about the old Jim Crow? No, if you're white, be alright. If you're brown, stick around. But if you're black, whoa brother, get back, get back, get back.
I, for example, just had a call from Reagan, California, and he's been out there and so forth. And as you can imagine, there's strong feeling that we just shouldn't. As he said, he saw these cannibals on television last night, and he said they were even wearing shoes, and he says here the United States is going to submit its fate to that, and so forth and so on.
Gasoline. If you're I'm not a desperate man, but these are desperate times ahead. This generation is beyond your command, and it won't be long till the people flood the streets and take you down, one and all. It's a black rain, talking about a black rain gonna fall. Hey, it's gonna fall. Yo, it's gonna fall. One and all.
Last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television as I did. Yeah. To see those monkeys from those African countries. Damn them, they're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night.
Do you want to just keep a few that you think are worth it, you know?
You're listening to It's All Happening, your weekly sonic journey into our world through music, where listeners of all races, genders, creeds, and colors are welcome. Join this listening community via your public airwaves and internet streams, information for which is available at our website at www.bigbeef.com. Stay tuned, as we've got much more to come right after this.
Why grass was greener years ago. I swear it used to grow here, but no more here. Tell me why on this hill all the birds they used to come to fly here, come to die here. And tell me why I need to know. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to know. Always show me. Hey world, what you say? Should I stick around for another day or two? Don't give up on me, I won't give up on you. Just believe in me like I believe in you. Tell me why on the corner all the kids that used to come to run here load their guns here. And tell me why it's okay to kill in the name of the gods we pray. Tell me who said it's okay to die in the name of the lies we say. Tell me why there's child soldiers. Tell me why they close the borders. Tell me why there's nuclear bombs. Tell me why we trade in arms. The only thing I want to do is to be in the arms of someone who believes in me like I believe in you. And I say, hey world, what you say? Should've stuck around for another day. Hey world, what you say? Should've stuck around for another day. Hey world, what you say? Should've stuck around for another day or two. Don't give up on me, I won't give up. And I try for you. Don't give up on me. And I cry for you. Just believe in me like I believe. Hey world, what you say? Hey world, what you say? Hey world, what you say? Should've stuck around for another day. Hey world, what you say? Should've stuck around for another day or two. Don't give up on me, won't give up on you. Just believe in me, I believe. Don't give up on me. Don't give up on me.
The first revolution is when you change your mind about how you look at things, and see there might be another way to look at it that you have not been shown. Gil Scott-Heron.
Band on the run. Band on the run.
And welcome, listeners, to this edition of Band on the Run, a feature segment of the program that spotlights music that has, at some point in time, or for one reason or another, been publicly banned by the powers that claim to be, usually by declaring any airplay of the material verboten and purging it from radio playlists. On today's edition, we're going to reverse the normal premise of that by spotlighting a song that wasn't itself banned anywhere, but which the actual making of it, or more specifically, the making of the globally popular video for it, which played a huge role in its chart-topping success, almost never happened due to overt racial segregation and repression. It was in 1983, and David Bowie was working and living in Australia when he wanted to feature some of Australia's native Aboriginals in it, including a young Aboriginal couple dancing in a typical smoke-filled pub in the outback. However, they found this effort blocked by racist segregation laws banning the native Australian population from entering and using public establishments like this. As Bowie commented at the time, "As much as I love this country, it's probably one of the most racially intolerant in the world, well in line with South Africa. I mean, in the North, there's unbelievable intolerance." Reason and rational appeal were unfortunately ineffective at accomplishing their production vision, and so taking the production to the small outback town of Corinda, New South Wales, it was only Bowie's money that enabled the production to happen, as he offered to buy all the drinks for everyone at the establishment in order to get them to allow them entry for the Aboriginal dancers and actors performing in it. Featuring Aboriginal dancer Jolene King, the red dancing shoes in the video were in fact a scarlet metaphor for King's native Bundjalung tribe, and the very title of the song wasn't simply a call to join the dance floor, but was using the phrase's vintage slang meaning of an invitation to fight, in this case, fighting the racial discrimination that had been so endemic to this country of Australia that he otherwise loved. The whole song and video made for a kind of seismic cultural breakthrough in the land down under, as it provided one of the very first times Aboriginals were not only featured in the media, in an equal, dignified way, but it made no bones about reflecting the discrimination and injustices Aboriginal people experienced in most every aspect of life in Australia up to that point. Discrimination and humiliation on every level, on par with the kinds experienced by African Americans during the worst of the Jim Crow South era. So here it is, the song that very much played an integral role in changing not only Australian cultural attitudes towards their native populations, but led to important political and civic changes founded on more recognition and justice for them, made possible through those cultural openings created through this song. This is David Bowie's Let's Dance.
The history of this country is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. That doesn't start with Donald Trump. That starts in the colonies.
revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes, that's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice, don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence. Let these words dry the tears of our people that are crying. We can bring back hope, but not the people that are dying. It's what happens when the people you've oppressed ask for change in the country that they built, but you've ignored and denied. This for Sandra Bland, George Floyd, and every single family. Police brutality is intervened in and destroyed. Couple bad cops can't define all you other boys, so every good cop needs to stand up and make some noise. Black, white, Asian, doesn't matter, cause we can't avoid. So let's all come together, join hands, and just get annoyed at people who believe racism makes sense in a country built off minorities, slave work, employed. Nobody's born racist, man, it's something you learn, deep rooted in your brain from the day of your birth. I think it's time that we repair all of these bridges we burned and let love out of our hearts onto the cheeks we've turned. Spread love, show love, let's get rid of this curse. Don't wait for anyone to act, man, you go first. 400 years wasted, let's get rid of this hurt, cause that's the only way we'll ever see peace on earth.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Change is what we really need. Cut me open, cut you open, res the color every single human being bleeds. Let's come together, cops, citizens, and in between, and rally for the rights of everybody in humanity. Black, blue, white, green, playing for the same team. Mine, I'm okay, but boy, that doesn't mean I can't dream. Black lives matter, shouldn't anger you or make you scream. All lives matter, cause we aren't treated equally. Remember when we were kids and didn't see color, and when we played in kindergarten and I called you my brother. Then we grew up and they taught us we should hate on each other, even though we went in the same and we all came from our mothers. I hope y'all understand, hate is not a trait, it was learned, man. Equality's the quality we need inside this earth, man. Give and receive is the karma that you earn, man.
We have got to stop tolerating the intolerable. If your ignorance is such that you'll mistreat somebody because of your ignorance about the color of their skin, don't do it around me.
I grew up on Thomas Fight. It was lined with rebel flags. Mom and Dad tried to teach me wrong from right, but their compasses were bad. I saw the Klan once with a child's eyes down the street where I would play, and angry black people on the other side of the road with clenched fists raised. Two sides of a coin, the Klan and the APC. That's the kind of boat our daddy said to you and me. But I've been listening, trying to keep myself from dismissing perspectives that I struggle to relate with. And I've been learning our true history and I hate it. Two sides of a coin implies there ain't no better sight. Says racism and justice are equally justified. I know I didn't ask to be born white. Wasn't taught the world was so goddamn unjust, but it's on us to make it right. I got saved at the Baptist church when I said the sinner's prayer. Went to service with Mama and there's only white people there. I saw Rodney King on the TV screen turn slowly into Trayvon. I heard my parents make excuses for the man who fired the gun. Two
see. Looking back, it don't make any sense to me. But I've been listening, trying to keep myself from dismissing perspectives that I struggle to relate with. And I've been learning our true history and I hate it. Two sides of a coin implies there ain't no better sight. Says racism and justice are equally justified. I mean, I never worked the auction block or joined the Christian Knights. Never called someone a racial epithet at a traffic light. And I know we never asked to be born white. We're not taught the world so goddamn unjust, but it's on us to make it right. Our inheritance is a heritage of arrogance and unchecked oppression. We can dismantle this. You can stand with us. Siblings are daddies, never understood this lesson. And I swear that I don't mean it as a slight. They were not taught the world was so goddamn unjust, but it's on us to make it right.
Adeem the Artist with their musical journal regarding life growing up in a still wannabe Confederate American South, bringing us towards the end of this edition of It's All Happening, your weekly sonic venture into our world through music. I'm Andy Valeri, your producer and host, thanking you for tuning in and making It's All Happening part of the soundtrack of your day. For information on the program, including complete playlists, how to listen to previous episodes, etc., please visit our website at bigbeef.com. You can sign up for our mailing list as well for all the updates on new shows and the great material you hear on them. Drop us a line by email at radio@bigbeef.com. Big thanks to Scorpius Max and to Radio Basim and WYSO for their production of The Race Project, segments of which were used for this episode. Links to WYSO's Race Project are included on the Big Beef website and in the playlist from this program, as well as on the WYSO website at wyso.org. Thanks to everyone for listening, and to your local public radio station for helping make this program available to you over your airwaves. Take care, everyone. Catch you next week. Here's to showing some more kindness and compassion to each other out there, especially those who are different from us. And remember,
it's all happening.
think is happening.
The preceding program has been a presentation of Strategic Air Command, a proud subsidiary of Big Beef Productions.